joins. Hmm, strange. So if you're looking for the FOMC meeting that is happening, let me give you the date right here. So we're looking at the 20th. The meeting is today. What they're gonna do is they're gonna talk today, and then they're gonna give the wait, oops, yeah. So it's a 2 day event, right? Today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is when they will release the meeting minutes of what happened the last 2 days. Essentially, what we're looking for is going to be a not a 1.0 interest rate. If it does get 1.0, then the market is already kind of priced it in, but it will probably go down more. What we want is a 75 at a regular 75. So a couple things I want to look at right now is a couple stocks. Look at Microsoft, right? Let's look at Microsoft together. This will be a very short live, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask it now. So right now, Microsoft is at a really good buy point, and honestly, I would buy it if it wasn't because of this, if it wasn't for this FOMC meeting. That's the issue right now we're at. You can see there's a double bottom forming down here. If I even go back, if I part our weekly, be easier to view here. You guys see that double bottom right here. Only problem is FOMC could easily just tank it all down. This is where if you emailed us for the affiliate program, we'll get back to you on that. We're just going down a list. A lot of people are applying for it. Uh, so even if it looks really good today, let me fix my thing. So even if a trade looks really good today, I would recommend you don't take any trades. If especially if you are in a previous ones like KO and XOXL, don't take any more trades or keep it super light. The reason why is because even though this is a good sign double bottom, because of FOMC, it could drastically affect the stock market, and that's completely news based, completely out of our control, and not technical analysis related. So there's nothing that anyone could do about it. So if we're looking at, let's look at snow. top. So double top is bearish. So are you saying Snow looks bearish or Snow looks bullish? Right. Would you buy SPY puts today? Oh, actually, let me look at the. I'm on the weekly. That's why I'm looking at the daily. I see. So I see what you're saying. So yeah, look, it does look kind of bearish, but it also looks pretty range bound here. We're in this range again. Even if I will be trading tomorrow too, but this entire stock market is literally waiting on the FOMC. That's all it's waiting for, right? Let's do this. Uh, Federal interest rate percentage. So that's why some of the signals that we're in, like KO. The reason I'm in KO is because it's a recessionary stock. It doesn't get too affected by the overall market. Obviously, it is down today, but compared to SPY being down 1%, KO being down less than half of that is okay for me. What else is there? So let's go back to SPY, see what the market's doing there. Yeah, we're looking really choppy. I mean, we're literally back to right here at these levels, and you can still this entire week has just been that. This entire week is just literally right here. It hasn't gone past this. If you look at it, the hourly. Like we started here on the daily chart, went up, and then we're literally right back to where we're at. Literally not didn't move at all. Go back to KO. Same deal here. Hopefully it bounces back above this. Microsoft, same thing. Let's get Nvidia. Nvidia is the only thing that's kind of pushing up, so it's good for our XOXL. So the only reason why Netflix has been bullish these last few days is just the amount of upgrades they got. So by upgrades, I'll show you what that means, right? Netflix stock market upgrades. So you get companies like Oppenheimer, you get companies like Wells Fargo. They all upgrading Netflix stock, which means the banks, the hedge funds, they're all bullish on it, which did boost it up. Right now we are in that period again, where it's completely news based. So this might not even hold tomorrow. Let's see. Let's look at SPY one more time here. Yep. Honestly, this market, guys, is just playing with us. Don't go in anything too heavy. Don't over trade today. Honestly, if you have to, just take the day off. We're not gonna see any big movement until tomorrow. That's what I'll tell you guys right now. We we did already sell our SPY puts that we had a while ago, so no one should be having that. We're only in three things. We're only in three things: KO, XOXL, and AMD. That's all we're in. Yeah, okay, same deal. See, this was a perfect. If we are in long calls, so this would be the perfect time to buy those long calls. But because of the FOMC meeting, it's very difficult to predict where the market will go. Um, but in straight technical perspective, this looks really good, and it looked good yesterday too. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna keep it pretty short today. I know you guys like to have this. Beyond, yeah. So Beyond's a really weird one. So this is what happened with Beyond. So we got screwed because of this. I personally have Beyond. It's a long-term play, but this is exactly why Beyond is going down. The CEO literally bit someone's nose off. That's bad That's bad press, and it's sold off, right? But we are still keeping it because we have a longer expiration. So there's that. XPEV. XPEV, we know we sold it a while back at this when it broke the support. If you are keeping it stock wise, it doesn't look like too bad, and maybe it looks like it's going back up. Where we are at in XPEV is we're literally below IPO price, so which is very rare for it to do that. So looking at Apple, let me clear all these lines. So Apple is one of the ones that are keeping this market up. It's barely negative, right? 0.09. Staying up. Apple is one of those safe investments that a lot of people are in. So let's just hope Apple is probably keeping up this entire market right now as we speak. Again with KO, still in it. Don't like the fact that it drops so much, but we're back to yesterday's levels, right? Nothing to do here. We're literally back here, around this center area. If we were able to hold yesterday, then we're gonna hold it today. There's no problem with that. This is KO right now. Okay, so if you're in KO and you held it yesterday when we were at this level, then you can hold it today when we're at this level. Same exact thing, just being patient with it. FOMC meeting is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so it'll be 11 o'clock our time, or 11 o'clock Pacific time. That's when we'll see everything go crazy or go down. Market is pricing it going down. Which is why after that CPI report we had this huge day. So we had this huge going down streak right here. Market priced it. We were pretty positive, and then CPI report came out, tanked the market. Now we're back around this level, these bottom levels. So honestly, right now we are in that flux area. We don't know what will happen exactly because it is up to the Federal Reserve. And these weeks are probably the worst weeks for new investors, or if you're impatient. If you're patient, you should be fine. If you did proper risk management, you should be fine. But again, this is the week that you don't go heavy in. Looking at Uber. What's the news going on today? Surprisingly green, right? Surprisingly green for Uber. If you're in calls, keep it. Again, I said I don't want to overtrade, so I don't want to get in these stocks that move relatively a lot. Now let's look at what's up today. Ford did a big dive down. This is Ford. Big dive down. Let's figure out why it went down. We have YW going down. Home buyers going down, but again, we're kind of in that middle area. Let's see, we have American Airlines also going down, but also we're in that same area. No movement from the previous days. If you're assuming a rate hike, you can get puts. If you assume that we haven't already tanked enough from there. So we went from 400 to 383 in a matter of a week. But if you assume they are going to do a 100 point basis rate hike, then getting more puts would not be a bad idea. Uh, but it's better to not trade than to gamble on a rate hike reaction. So if you're betting on a reaction on the rate hike, first we have to guess if it's going to be 75 or 100, right? And then we'll also have to think about what they're going to say in the meeting minutes. Are they going to keep on continuing the rate hikes, or are they going to stop at 100? This is why I recommend that you don't trade heavy into it or try to guess what the government's doing. So Gabriel asked a good question. All right, are we going to do crypto? So right now we are in the midst of trading crypto. So this is an account that I started last week with 5,000. Right now we're at 20K. And we're going to probably do that in the coming weeks. So it's just first news for you guys on the live chat is we're going to be kind of going over how to set up your own KuCoin account, how to do your own shorts and longs, like buy long, buy short. So that way we could profit 24/7. Crypto's 24/7. I'll be putting the signals out on our Discord instead of our text messages because sometimes these signals go out really late. And I know you guys don't want to be getting text messages in the middle of the night. So that is coming out soon. How to set up your crypto trading, how to set up long, shorts, and we'll be doing those classes and getting you guys set up. So how about a mix of puts and calls to our existing ones? So what you can do is hedge, right? If you could hedge your bet. So let's just do this, right? If we're in KO calls, AMD calls, XOXO calls. So that's 3x the amount of calls. Just get 1x puts, right? So then these are long dated, right? Because the current signals we have right now are for either 2 weeks or next month. So we have 3x the calls, right? If you want to hedge your bet, you get a short dated put. So maybe you get a put for this week. You get a put that expires on the 23rd as a single put. That way, even if your put goes to 0, our 3x long dated calls are still there, or vice versa. If your put is paying out, then and your calls lose value, well, you could take profit on your puts and either average down into your calls or just take the profit. This is a safer strategy, and we'll probably be entering hedges later on. So right now we don't have a Discord. Right now we're in the process of making a Discord because we're going to be doing crypto signals, and because crypto signals are a lot faster, we need to have a Discord so you guys get it immediately. Plus, we're also going to be doing NFT signals, right? So we get that alert easy. Again, one more time. So if you're like doing this, then I'm going to be showing, all right, guys, everybody ape short, 10x leverage, and there you go, take profit at 10%. Right? And these things like this it's almost like day trading, which is why it's harder to do it in text message. It has to be done mostly through a Discord or a live chat because you guys have to be exactly on at the right time. Okay, let's look at a couple more stocks right now. Google doesn't look too good. If Google breaks down below here, oops. If Google breaks down below here, our low, we're literally at the lows right now of Google. Hopefully it doesn't go down any lower. If it does, we are in trouble. Okay, Microsoft, same deal with Microsoft. We're in that bottom range. This is not, would it be a bad time for long-term calls, but again, not worth it. Tesla, same deal, double top, just topping out over here. It's topping out, right? Topped out here, topping out here. If I were to play Tesla, I would do a short put and day trade it really quickly. But the only issue with is Tesla falls under the same banner as our old enemy FSLR, falls under Enphase, and all of these solar clean energy companies are still up in a long-term sense. In a macro sense, these electric companies are up, but in a short-term sense, I do see a path of it going down. You see how it didn't breach this level, and in this current environment, maybe there's a little bit more downside. Again, if you guys are trying to trade today, the best thing to do is not trade. If you guys are not 100% sure on a trade, then don't trade. That's the key aspect. Right now, we are in that bottom level on a lot of key companies and key stocks. Microsoft, we're at that bottom level. Google, we're at that bottom level. So it's very hard to justify the overall market going down more when a big majority of the S&P is already at the bottom, right? Yeah, if we do raise the price, you guys are locked in 100%. There will never be any price increase for any extra services, anything else. You guys are locked in. Discord, live trading, you guys are locked in 100%. All right, let's do the last 4 minutes, and then I'm going to take off. Again, it's a very slow day today. Nothing crazy happening. But let me know if you have any last minute questions on what's going on. So let's look at the crypto markets. And when I get this, when we do our Discord, I'll be resetting this back to $1,000, so that we could all trade together, and it's a lot quicker here. So looking at the crypto markets, right? Ethereum on a downtrend, but maybe it'll hold the support here. The short I'm in currently right now is ApeCoin short. I don't know if you guys see that. We are in an ApeCoin short, right? I'm hoping this top doesn't break, and it didn't break today. You can see my entrance to the short was right here. So right now we're at 5% profit for $1,000. If you guys saw me like 3 minutes ago, we were at 10%. But that's why this is how fast it has to be. We'll make a YouTube video for the stock RSI. But yeah, this is why I need to have a Discord for crypto trading. Look how fast this moves, right? Right now we're at 6% profit. And if you give it a minute, it changes to, well, there you go. Changes 1% down right there. It's very, very fast. I already went over KO, but let's do it one more time before we take off. So right now we're in KO. And let's delete these lines, delete this. So you guys could see it for yourself, right? So what are we looking at here? Pretty much we're looking at under the 200 RSI. Obviously we tanked, and it was an ex-dividend date, so it tanks more on dividend dates. So this D right here means KO paid out a dividend. What that means is KO obviously is a dividend stock, pays out every quarter a certain amount. So here's what happens on every dividend. So I noticed this pattern. So on every dividend date, you do see it going down. So dividend go down. This dividend went down. Let's go back some more. On this dividend, we started up and then went down, but then we stayed back up. On this dividend date, went down. On this dividend date, went down, right? So on most dividend dates, it does go down, but what happens usually after the dividend date is we do see that bounce back up. So dividend, right, maybe a day or two, but it does bounce back up. Dividend, we do see that slight bounce up, but then we had this massive run. Dividend, down, slightly down, and then obviously it bounces back up. And then now here we are, right? Dividend, slight down, bounce down, and now where we're at here. So historically, on a dividend dates, it does go down, but shortly after, we do see that price going back up. Only thing now is, unfortunately, we are in this very volatile period in the stock market where we do have the FOMC, we have a lot of inflation. Personally, KO is one of the stronger dividend stocks. And just to go over the reason why, of course, these are not always 100% right, but this is the most accurate assessment that we could make. If we look at the June 12th, or look at this time period when we had huge, massive, like down period, right? July 9th to the 19th. So if we go back to July 9th to 19th, July 9th, June, right here, boom. So we had, there we go. So even during that downward period, KO was still up, right? So I'm hoping as we get that same exact reaction is, even though the overall market is in a recessionary scare, we're going to see that bounce back up on KO regardless. All right, so any last questions? If not, again, so we keep it short today because honestly nothing's happening. I'll be on tomorrow, and a lot of you guys should be on tomorrow because that will be the most volatile thing. Save your questions for then. But today, I don't think we're going to be trading that much. I don't see any good opportunities to trade. And plus, one more time, with the volatility in the market, any call or put we make can be easily negated by a little bit of news. Right, I will take off. I will see you guys later. If you do have any questions, feel free to text me back on any of the messages.